This is Carrie Johnson with the Iowa Department of Management, and this is part 6 of the Department of Management's webinar series that talks about working with the Department of Management online valuation system to submit data. It's really intended for use by the county auditors or county auditor staff that work in the system. This last part, part 6, is going to talk about finalizing and filing your data. Before you file your data, be sure to run the errors check and rollback worksheets. And keep in mind too, if you make any changes, please rerun the errors check and rollback reports just to make sure that everything still looks correct. Keep in mind that you cannot flip-flop taxing district numbers from one year to another. You can't change taxing districts from TIF base or TIF increment or vice versa. And you can't change a non-TIF taxing district to a TIF taxing district in the next year or vice versa. You will get errors and problems with your data if you do try to make those year-to-year changes. You can't change a taxing district type from rural to urban or urban to rural, or change a tax district from city exempt to not city exempt. You can't submit negative value, negative military exemptions, or negative homestead amounts. For final checks, be sure that you're checking with your assessor. Reconcile the valuations with the assessor's abstract evaluations that they send to Department of Revenue. There very well could be changes between those times, but you want to make sure that you understand those changes and where they're coming from, and you can explain those. Again, check to be sure if there are any adjustment issues that affect the valuations since the assessor submitted that to you. It's just a good communication time to check in with them. You're going to want to check your TIF, manually check the TIF district valuations to make sure the software generated amounts that you have in your system equal the amounts calculated using the TIF formula. Remember, if a TIF authority requests less than the amount that's authorized, so they request less than their maximum opportunity for TIF, make sure that you reallocate the unneeded increment value to the base value so everyone can tax against it. Ensure that any rollback comes off the base district first, and make sure that your 100% and taxable value are both appropriately distributed between your base and increment tax districts. For utility value, if any taxing districts were created or deleted and contained utility value, make sure that the movement of utility valuations from one taxing district to another are reconciled with the Department of Revenue and the utility companies. This usually occurs with annexations and especially school reorganizations. Department of Revenue does have a Form 2 that you need to complete and file with them and your utility companies, and you can find it on this link. And that link is also listed in your property valuation instructions. While working in the DOM system, you will be asked to file with DOM to make reports public. Anytime you go in and make changes, you do need to file with DOM again to finalize those changes. So to file data with DOM, if you think your data is ready for the public, you would go to File Unfiled Data and select File Data to make your data status filed and your data available to the public. And it's going to ask you to confirm, are you sure you want to file and make your data available to the public? And you select yes. And so if everything's good, it's going to tell you that your data was filed successfully. If not, if there's errors, it's going to tell you that you need to fix those errors prior to filing data. So, and if you weren't aware that there were errors and you see that message, go over to your errors check option, run that, and then you can pinpoint those errors and fix them. So if you find that you do need to make some corrections, but you have already filed your data, you're going to go to File Unfile Data and then select the option to unfile the data, and so it's no longer available to the public. And then it's going to ask you to confirm, are you sure you want to unfile the data? You would select yes. It's going to change your status to work in progress, so your data is no longer available to the public, and you can work on it and then refile again once you're satisfied with your results. Remember that valuation reports are due to all levy authorities and to Department of Management by January 1. And I know oftentimes folks will send their levy authorities to Department of Management's public site to pull down their value should they so desire. The public view of the reporting status is available here. So on that main page, your folks can see whether or not by county your valuations are filed. There are a variety of reports that are available to all via the public reports link on the Department of Management website. There's a variety of different ways to get there, but you can see it's just an option under View Valuation Reports. And there are certain reports that are not available to the public that are more working type reports that county auditors would use, but the public does have a variety of different reports that they can run. So they would go to this public reports page, they can search for a particular report, or they can just select it. Under actions, they can pull up a PDF or a CSV, which then they can download to Excel and work in it if they want to do some number crunching. So again, refiling your data, make sure you file data with DOM after you make changes, and alert all of your affected levy authorities to any changes that may be occurring. So make sure that if you have to change your data and refile value once you've filed it, you'd let those levy authorities know that their value will be changing. And as of course, if you have any questions regarding any part of this process, please feel free to contact me. You can reach me by phone or by email. Thank you very much.